I really hope that Colby Covington gets this shot, this title shot. It seems like he is. It seems like he's next for Kamaru Usman. But you have people like Connor McGregor. You have people like, Leon Edwards versus Nate Diaz. That fight. So it's interesting, but at the same time, I think that what Colby Covington does just with his mouth, I feel like that's so sellable. But then again, you have Connor McGregor, who, the biggest name, the biggest star, really, right? So if Connor wants that fight, maybe Dana White is gonna make it happen for him. Let me know in the comments. Do you think that Kamaru Usman can beat Conor McGregor, and do you think he'll beat Colby again in the rematch? Because that fight was pretty close. It was pretty close, but at the same time, you have to think about, like, Usman is like Usman 2.0. I mean, we didn't even see him as a striker, like I didn't see him as a striker, at least, and what he did to Jorge, I was like rewatching it. I was like, that was beautiful. That was a beautiful KO. Like, and the man that he did it to, wow, super impressive. So I'm thinking about Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington, what that fight looks like. Because, yeah, we can compare the old fight, but they're two different guys. Like, Colby Covington is not the same guy. He's at a different gym. He doesn't have that drama. He also had, like, food poisoning in the first fight. Like, he was suffering with that, which, is like, oh, okay, that's interesting, And there was a lot of, like, a little bit of darkness too in their interactions, and maybe that kind of, played a little bit of a part too. Tremendous pressure on both ends, with everything happening. So I think this time around, I think they're going to be a little bit more, like, loose about it, and just, obviously they're going to want to win, but I think we're going to see really their skills, and because Colby Covington, he had the issue with Mark Goddard, the ref, and I was disappointed in the stoppage in a way, because there was only 50 seconds, and it would have been a lot more interesting to just have it go the decision, right? But at the same time, let him fight another day, as we say, right? So because his jaw was broken, he took a lot of damage in that fight too, like towards the end at least. But I don't know, I really like their dynamic. I really like the way that they, exchange. Colby's like, I got the dragon energy. Like, that to me was so funny when Colby was like, I got the dragon energy, and then Kamaru was just like laughing his head off, like coughing, like saying, well, you have the dragon energy. What? That stuff, like, I'm really looking forward. Just even, like, forget the fight, the lead up to the fight is gonna be so freaking good. The press conferences, and I'm like a broken record. I say this all the time, but like this fight, also Colby Covington versus Jorge. I just feel like Colby Covington, he's so, like, whoever he fights, like, love him, hate him, like, it's so fun to watch this stuff. And he's a good fighter. He's a really good fighter, if someone could beat Kamaru, if I were to choose between, like, Connor beating Kamaru or Colby beating Kamaru, I would have to pick Colby, because I don't know about Connor. Like, he just sold, didn't he just, I don't know if I saw this correctly, but he just sold Proper 12 for $600 million. Don't quote me on that, but I think I saw that on Instagram or something. But yeah, so, like, why does he even want to fight, right? Like, yeah, like, why does he it's like, it must be hard for him to, like, want to fight, to have that hunger, because he makes all this money. But I love that story, like, starting from the bottom, now we're here, like, literally, like, man, eating, like, working as a plumber and, like, government. It's a great, I'm happy for him. But yeah, so Colby Covington, Usman, this needs to happen, and it probably will happen. It probably will happen, and it'll probably be really good. August isn't too far away. It's like 3 months, 4 months, whatever. So that would be amazing. Let's hope that it happens. But let me know in the comments what you think about all this. Thanks.